What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Chris Isaak, and as always, massive thank you to Michaela for providing multiple physical releases of Chris and so much more music. And the next track in the Wicked Game compilation 1991 is Blue Hotel. Again, the emotional and color atmosphere of the track is indicated by the use of blue, and given Chris's tendency to write songs about heartbreak or complicated feelings of romance or relationships that have run their course but which are still coursing through the narrator's brain, I wouldn't be surprised if this is something like that. A hotel that perhaps has melancholy significance for the narrator, or in which the person is currently staying and feeling blue even if the relationship that has gone by has nothing to do with that particular location. Maybe he's out on the road, maybe there's a bit of a, musician narrator concept, so a bit of, meta reality, but there is a significant other that he's not with, that he's sad, that he is separated from, whether that is only physically or physically and emotionally. So those are the ideas that come to my mind when I see the title. Of course, it might be different than that, so let's give it a listen. Luca is curious too. This is Chris Isaak. The tune is Blue Hotel, and it's from his Wicked Game compilation, 1991.
Blue Hotel on a lonely highway. Blue Hotel, life don't work out my way. Blue Hotel on a lonely highway. Blue Hotel, life don't work out my way. I wait alone each lonely night. Blue Hotel, Blue Hotel, Blue Hotel. Every room is lonely. Blue Hotel, I was waiting only. The night is like a lonely dream. Blue Hotel, Blue Hotel. Blue Hotel on a lonely highway. Blue Hotel, life don't work out my way. I wait alone each lonely night. Blue Hotel, Blue Hotel.
That's a really fun one, and it actually took me by surprise. Like, lyrically, it's what I thought. It's a lonely little hotel on the side of a lonely highway. All the rooms are lonely and empty, and it's only in his dreams that he might feel some connection or some love, and so it's him saying life just doesn't work out my way, which again, it feels like almost a meta comment about his larger musical catalog. That's really his lyrical and thematic sweet spot. And I suppose his voice does lend itself, and indeed, his vocal performance here, it's not as fiery as I've heard it. There are a couple that like double extension that he does a couple times around, like in the chorus. But even then, it's not like the longest or most epic extensions. He's not super high in his falsetto, but the like plaintive, emotional quality of his vocal delivery really fits this idea that like the world just doesn't work out for me. I'm always alone. I'm out here on the road, but I don't have a partner traveling with me. I'm just in this blue hotel in this empty, lonely room, and wondering, why does life have to be this way for me? And that sentiment comes across in his vocal performance, but it starts and it has this kind of heavy blue feeling, and sort of like a dusty road, an empty hotel with all his blue feelings, and then boom, we kick in with some energy. And I like the drums. There's some real kind of flourishes and percussive charisma to the drumming in this track, and of course the guitar in the slower parts has this kind of lyrical sound, but then it got a bit energetic, and it had this drive to it. And overall, the faster parts of the song, I would say they kind of reminded me of like a tune you'd hear in like a 60s spy movie, kind of like Secret Agent Man or something. It really had this kind of mystique to it. So like it was an unexpected turn for the track to kick in and have a bit of energy given the way it started, but I absolutely enjoyed it. And it felt less island rock, it felt less country, and as I said, a bit more like intrigue, like espionage rock, even though espionage seemingly has nothing to do with the track itself or the lyrics. But yeah, that was kind of the vibe I got from it, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that was a fun one. And once again, I have to commend Mr. Isaak on the creativity of the way he like you could say, okay, he writes sad songs, he writes songs about heartbreak, but that could kind of be the same thing. Oh, she left me, I'm sad. But he finds different angles to come at the concepts of loneliness and sadness and the feeling of being blue. So yes, I very much am enjoying his catalog. Thank you again to Michaela and to a few others who've been commenting on the Chris deep dive, including in a couple cases, like AK has commented here a couple times, which I was surprised by and appreciated. So yeah, shout out to all the folks who were checking out this deep dive. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Peace.